Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shanny Show. So that is up in the background because I just recorded my recent February Book of the Month app video. You can go watch that. It was posted, I think, the 14th, Valentine's Day. It was posted Valentine's Day. So you can go watch that, where I talk about what I'm done with concerning the Book of the Month app. But we're not talking about that. I'm done talking about that. So with this video, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, we're talking about the Unpopular Opinions book tag, because I did book tag last month, needed to do one this month, so let's get to it. The first prompt is a popular book or series you didn't like. For me, there's one mainly. The other one that came to mind, it's more so that I just couldn't get into it, and I like the movies, so I'm sort of counting it in that. So the series that comes to mind for me is the Serena Valentino's Disney villain series. Like, the first book was decent, and just like the later books, it kind of turned into a dumpster fire, because when I went into, part of it was my expectations for that series, and when I went into it, I was expecting villain backstories, which is what the first book was. So it was decent, it accomplished what I thought, but I thought it would be like a series of standalones and not an overarching series with an overarching plotline, which is what you get. Second book was, I don't even remember what the second book was. Was that the Beast one or Ursula? Doesn't matter. Like, the second book was okay. There were some parts of it that I didn't agree with. Other parts that, like, were okay, but it just wasn't balanced out. Like, it didn't... The good parts, or the parts that I thought were okay, weren't good enough, and there weren't enough of them to make the book as a whole good. Third book just went downhill. I think the second book was the Beast one, and then the third one was Ursula. And again, I went into this expecting it to be a series of standalones, and slightly interconnected standalones, because, you know, Disney universe. But it turned into a dumpster fire, because you have like the three evil stepsisters, like not stepsisters, three evil sisters, witches, and literal witches, and a word that rhymes with witches. You have those three, and then they just get progressively more annoying, and it's like there's no point to them, because they're not actual Disney characters, unless you're saying that they're not the Sanderson sisters. What am I thinking? Never mind, scratch that. So, like, they get progressively more annoying, and they're like, they have their fingers in everything. Like, they have hands in every pot, fingers in every pot, you know, whatever that idiom is. But like, they just got progressively more annoying, and it just felt like they were there to cause drama for the sake of causing drama, and not necessarily helping the plot of the series. So I didn't like that, and everyone seems to like it. It seems to be so popular, and I don't like that. I don't like that everyone likes it. Like, I respect it, but I don't like that. At the same time, I'm like, I don't agree. And I'm questioning. Silently questioning. The second prompt is a popular book or series you like, but everyone seems to hate. I don't know about hate, but I feel like, kind of going on that tangent, there's the Disney Twisted Tales series, and I don't think everyone hates this series, but I don't hear anyone talking about it, especially in comparison to the villain series, Serena Valentino's villain series. And the Disney Twisted Tales series is what you expect it to be. It's a series of standalones with the generic plot of what if situations. What if it was the opposite of what the movies present, you know? With a little bit extra. And so I don't think it's that everyone seems to hate the series, the Disney Twisted Tale series, but I don't hear anyone talking about it, which is sad. So I haven't read the whole series, but I do have a lot of favorites in that series that I've read. So the next prompt is a popular genre you hardly reach for. I would say sci-fi is a pretty popular genre I hardly reach for. The most popular genre, romance, I hardly reach for unless it's like a subgenre. I never reach for romance unless it's like a subgenre, like historical romance or fantasy romance. And even then, I'm really picky with romance because I don't like it being the main plot of the book, just because oftentimes I don't like the romance tropes. So that's just me. Let's see. The next prompt is a popular / beloved character you don't like. I kind of want to say, like, I haven't read Fourth Wing, so this is kind of like a cheat answer because I haven't read it. But, like, the main characters from Fourth Wing, the main characters from Akatar, again, I haven't read it, so those are kind of cheat answers, and it's more so because those books are so hyped that I'm like, I don't like it. I can't think of anything else. A popular beloved character. I can't think of like popular characters or beloved characters that I don't like. So I don't really have a real answer for that one. The next prompt is a popular or beloved author you can't seem to get into. Colleen Hoover. I have no intentions to get into Colleen Hoover for various reasons, and the drama surrounding It Ends With Us is really funny. Sarah J. Maas, another popular beloved author I will never read. And it's not even that I can't seem to get into, I won't get into it because those fandoms, at least from what I've seen, those fandoms seem really toxic. And I'm sure there's small portions of those fandoms. I have seen a couple of those fans who are not toxic, but it just seems like both of those fandoms as a whole are very toxic. So the next prompt is a popular book trope you are tired of seeing. There's quite a few. Love triangles. Well, love triangles is kind of in the middle. Like, I don't like the love triangle. For me, it has to make sense. A lot of it is the romance tropes, single bed. Like, it's not Sunshine Grumpy because I don't mind Sunshine Grumpy, but like, it's the Sunshine Grumpy where they're in like denial about it. Enemies to lovers, because at the end of the day, it's really not truly enemies to lovers. At most, it's rivals to lovers. Those are the three that I can think of. So I'm going to end it there. The next prompt is a common series you have no interest in reading. I mentioned these earlier. Sarah J. Maas's series, Akatar, her other stuff. I feel like there's others that I've seen. Oh, the Gilded Cage series by Raven Kennedy. I read the first book. It was okay. I had fun with it, but I have no interest in finishing it. So those are the main two that I can think of. Speaking of love triangles, the next prompt is a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you didn't want them to end up with, or an OTP you didn't like. Excuse me. I can't think of anything in that scenario, but I know with Bravely, I didn't want Merida to end up with anyone. That's Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. I didn't want Merida to end up with anyone, but I kind of wish the two gods did get together. The two gods you see in the story, I kind of wish they got together. Now that I think about it. So let's see. The next prompt is, the book is always better than the movie, a movie or TV show you enjoyed more than the book. This one hurts a little bit because I love the Lord of the Rings books. But the Lord of the Rings movies definitely are better than the movie. The movies are definitely better than the books for Lord of the Rings. And it's just because I feel like I said, I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I feel like the movies, like the books, are very wordsy, kind of flowery. Not quite flowery in the sense that we think of it today, but it's very flowery in the sense of explaining in a flowery way, you know? Very detailed, very detail specific. So I feel like the books can be kind of hard to read, whereas the movies, like, the books are balanced with the showing and the telling. In my opinion, it is pretty balanced considering the number of books and how long they are. It is pretty balanced with the showing and the telling. But with the movies, the showing is a little bit more obvious, and I feel like it's easier to do the showing in movies a little bit more than it is in books because you have the visuals of the movies. So I will say Lord of the Rings for that one. Is there anything else? Movies or TV shows? I feel like there's some anime, but at the same time, I'm like not sure about. I can't think of any anime that are better than the manga, because usually they do try to stay pretty close. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go with Lord of the Rings for that one. So that is it for this video, for this tag. I know this was a short video, but it is what it is. So I'm tagging anyone and everyone who wants to do this tag, so you can do it in a comment, do it in your own video. Just let me know what your answers are. I'd love to see other people's answers. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.